Chapter 8. Greenland, Tundra Region. In this chapter we will study about polar region of the northern hemisphere called Greenland. Location and land of Greenland. Greenland is the largest island of the world. Eric the Red has been reported in old Icelandic sagas to have named the new country Greenland to attract other settlers there. He was a Norwegian explorer. It is an interesting story about the origin of Greenland's name. The island is separated from the northern islands of Canada by Baffin Bay and the Davis Strait. The northernmost tip of the island is nearly 650 kilometers from the North Pole. Iceland, a European country, is located to the southeast of Greenland. The Atlantic Ocean lies to the south of the island, while to the north lies the Arctic Ocean. Greenland is autonomous constituent country of the Kingdom of Denmark, a part of Denmark. Gotthab, Nuuk, is its capital. The island looks white as about 80% of it remains covered with permanent snow and ice. The thick covering of snow and ice is called the polar ice cap. These ice caps sometimes break off into enormous pieces of ice called icebergs. These icebergs look like the hills of ice floating in water. They pose a great danger to the ships sailing in the oceans, particularly when there is thick fog. Climate and natural vegetation. The sun rays fall slanting on Greenland because most of the island lies beyond the Arctic Circle. In summers, northern part of Greenland enjoys continuous daylight even at midnight. Therefore, these regions are called the land of the midnight Sunday. Winters are extremely long and rises above the horizon. Therefore, there is no daylight throughout the winter season. There is heavy snowfall during winters. The climate is very harsh. Throughout the year, the temperature remains below 0 degrees Celsius in Greenland. Even during summers, most areas remains snow-covered. The ice melts only during the short summer season. As the island remains snow-covered throughout the year, it is a treeless barren land. However, during the short summer, a number of small flowery plants grow in the coastal areas and valleys. Along the coast, grasses also grow. Mosses, lichens, grasses and bushes are the only vegetation of Greenland. Transportation. On the west coast, Kangerlussuaq Airport is a major airport. Intercontinental flights connect mainly to Copenhagen. As of May 2007, Air Greenland has also initiated a seasonal route to and from Baltimore, the USA. Also new for summer 2007, Air Iceland plans to fly between Keflavik and Nuuk 3 times a week. In addition to these routes, there are scheduled international flights between Narsarsuaq and Copenhagen and between Kulusuk on the east coast to Reykjavik. Kangerlussuaq is the hub for domestic flights within Greenland. Politics. The Danish monarch, currently, Queen Margrethe II, is the head of the state of Greenland. The Queen's government in Denmark appoints a Rigsombudsman, High Commissioner, representing the Danish government and monarchy. Greenland has an elected parliament of 31 members. The head of government is the Prime Minister, who is usually the leader of the majority party in parliament. Unlike Denmark, Greenland is not a part of the European Union, having left the European Community, one of the pillars of the EU, in 1985. Wildlife animals living in Greenland have thick coats of fur to protect themselves from the bitter cold. Animals like reindeers, polar bears, musk oxen, huskies, wolves like dogs, walruses, etc. are found here. The huskies are tamed and used in hunting. The coastal areas look like a bird sanctuary during the summers when millions of birds move into this land. People and their life, the original inhabitants of Greenland were earlier known as Eskimos. Today they are known as Greenlanders or Inuit. Inuit are the native people of Greenland. Except for the southwestern coast, where most of the people live, rest of the Greenland is very thinly populated. A few Europeans also live here. Most of the Greenlanders are short, stout and plump. They have flat faces with narrow black eyes. They have a copper-yellow complexion. The Eskimos eat food with rich fat content in order to combat the cold climatic conditions. For hundreds of years, they lived by hunting, fishing and trapping. Men, women and children wear the same type of clothes made of seal skin. The coat or jacket has a hood to cover the head. It is called parka. They wear trousers and high shoes made of skin. During the summer, the Eskimos live in tents made of skin and bones. These tents are called tupik. In severe winters, they live in sod houses. These houses have a top layer of soil held together by the roots of grass. In some places, the Eskimos build houses of bricks of snow and ice sheets. Such houses are called igloos. In southern Greenland, wooden houses and flats are common. Eskimos burn the fat of whales or seals as fuel. Most of the Greenlanders hunt for food. They study the habits of the animals they hunt. A seal swimming under ice or a polar bear always makes a hole in the ice for breathing. Eskimos wait near such holes to kill these animals. Eskimos use kayaks for hunting sea animals. They also use a big boat called umiak for whaling. Eskimos also hunt for bearing animals such as bear, reindeer, Arctic wolf, fox and hare. To travel, the Eskimos use wheel-less carts known as sledges. These sledges are pulled by dogs or reindeers. The lifestyle of Eskimos has changed greatly due to their contact with Europe and North America. The Inuit in northern Greenland still follow the traditional lifestyle. But the life of the people who have shifted to towns or small villages has changed a lot. They wear modern clothing, live in modern houses, and eat a variety of tinned food. Instead of kayaks and sledges these days, they use motorboats, cars, helicopters, snowmobiles, etc. These days, many of them live in towns with modern amenities like shops, schools, hospitals, clubs, etc. Mining and oil drilling in these areas have brought them in contact with the modern world. Gotthab, New York, is the biggest town of Greenland. It is a modern center of trade. Hulsteinberg is a big city and a harbor. It has a big shipyard for boat and ship repair.